Hello and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. It's your boy Dave.
And I'm David, and talking about politics is really our bread and butter. This is Call Me Limbo. Yes.
It is,
And
yeah.
I've heard three different people lately, Day, to refer to something as their bread and butter. And I
Mm,
just thought it was really funny that I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I know what it means, but I was like,
yeah.
where did that originate? I don't know.
It is an interesting phrase. I've always thought it was interesting. First of all, I love bread and I love butter. So
Same.
I just want it to be known that wherever there's bread and butter, I can be there. But it's so interesting because I do feel like our bread and butter, I feel like our roots are politics, but we've expanded to a lot
We
of
have.
cultural things and stuff that's kept me in the cultural zeitgeist because I'm a music guy, like music and food. So really, we don't talk a lot about music and we don't talk a lot about food. So it's interesting, like having to keep up. Like you're usually ahead of me on TikTok because I'm not on TikTok, and then things will trickle over to Instagram. Speaking of, because I am obsessed with Spin It by Young Miami, but I actually wrote an article that'll be coming out. I think it'll be out the day of this really no, it'll be out the next day, the Saturday.
Okay.
Because when I was like, let me look into GoYard, because I was like, I just want to know more about it. And GoYard actually has a pet collection, a pet line. And
Hmm.
so I write about pets for those who might not know. And
Yep.
so I actually did an article inspired by that
Oh.
for about writing about GoYard's collection, which I learned so much about GoYard at this point. I was like, wow. I mean, it's out of my
Tell
tax
me
bracket
about
right
Go I
now.
really don't know anything about it. This is
So
not a
GoYard
spot.
is a very exclusive type of brand. Like you can't even buy it online. They're very secretive about their pricing, everything. It's like you either need to go to a store or you can work like with a rep or someone that can work with you. If you don't live near a store, you can submit a formal request. But like, yeah, you can see all their items. It's beautiful luxury items like travel things. It's really nice, well made, but it's very high end, very exclusive. So I found it very fun to kind of try to scour the internet for a little lore about their prices. And it kind of just has a range because they like to keep their clientele exclusive, which I mean, supply and demand keeps people wanting it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I You know me, the more the merrier. Give me mass appeal any day. Like I always say, I want mass appeal. I don't need to be exclusive. There's enough of
Yeah.
me for everybody.
When we make it big, David is definitely gonna be the person when I'll be like, "David, oh my gosh, so and so wants to style us," and they gonna be like, "Okay."
Who? Oh, yeah,
Who?
who? Yeah.
Like, I tell people all the time, I wanna be wealthy and I wanna be fit just so I can have really cool clothes.
Yeah.
And, like,
Well,
I mean,
we've
yeah,
had this
I hope
conversation
self-respect.
before, and I wanna be famous. I would
Yeah,
rather be famous than rich. Yeah.
yeah. I said I want my wealth because I was like, I can leverage any of them, but I was like, being famous and not having the money would annoy me because I'm just like, dang.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like money gives you power and access to things. Like I want the power that comes with it in the sense of I'm free to do it. Like I think Miss Rachel is a great example. She's able to be an advocate and leverage her fame because she's not hurting financially. So she's
Yeah.
has the freedom to do as she pleases because she's not dependent on a corporation or a certain type of income because she has it already. And that excites me because I feel sometimes we have to like curb ourselves and not offend people. I mean, we don't do that on Call Me Limbo because at this
No.
point, you know,
No.
we've had enough viral nonsense to say what we want. But I
Yeah.
do love that. And so if anybody, and I would love to highlight like up and coming designers and like be able to
Oh.
showcase that. I've always said that like if I ever ran for office, which, but if I did, I would probably not want I know people it's controversial, there's some, like, traditionalists, but, like, "Oh, you can't" like, people went crazy when Obama wore that fly suit he wore that was tan, and I'm like,
Oh, sure.
1, thinking back to that being a controversy is crazy to me, but more importantly, I was like, "That suit was fly." Like, "I don't know why we have to dress around like bums." Like, for me personally, I like cool clothes. And I was like, I wouldn't wanna wear a black suit for 8 years. I would be miserable. So but I would also not necessarily wanna be like Dior or Versace, nothing wrong with them. It's just that I would think it'd be cool to highlight up and coming designers and people who make interesting clothes. I mean, I don't know. It's always been something like I have ideas for style that I just didn't execute yet.
That's all right. I love this. See, and I'm a comfort guy. I oh my gosh, I choose comfort every time. And so it's Colorado casual. That is the fashion
Interesting.
here. Yes, the fashion here is comfort. And
Yeah.
like I've seen takes online of people like who have like recently moved here or who are visiting, and they'll say like, I love Denver, but like I just want to get dressed up every once in a while. Like I just want to get
Mm,
dressed up and go somewhere. Cause that's the thing. It was like even like the Michelin star restaurants here,
really?
casual. Like you can wear whatever you want. Like you don't have to get dressed up for it. Like it's very, very, very casual. And it's a lifestyle, I
Interesting.
suppose. So yeah, I was like, if someone's dressing me in the future,
There's a
comfort.
lot of brands though now that make clothes that look dressy that feel very comfortable. And
Okay.
because that is a thing.
Pajama jeans? You know,
They're
I
not pajama jeans, but, like, it's essentially, like, there's just one brand, and I mean, ain't no free pub, but, like, they're essentially they feel like sweats, but they look like chinos or like dress pants. And I was like and you like, they don't look cheap, they look comfortable, and, like, people are trying to like, for me, I'll look at certain things if they're, like, temperature regulating. So, like, for
okay.
me, I get a lot of ads for pants that look like, dress pants, but they work really well in 90-degree weather because they keep you really cool. Like, that's important to me because I do like to sometimes, I mean, I have to for my jobs, put on, like, dressier clothes, but I don't wanna be burning up. So,
Yeah.
especially living somewhere with so much humidity. So, I do like to find and I do like getting dressed, but again, it's the balance because I enjoy streetwear and I like having cool streetwear, you know? So it's a two-piece for me, but I would say going to Virginia Tech is interesting because similar so our rival school, quote unquote, is UVA. And
Right.
at UVA, the joke is like tech, we look like we just go to school in pajamas, which for some people really was true. I never was at that point. I was like, that's just raggedy to me. But at UVA, it's very preppy, very like posh. You get dressed. People like their polo, khaki look. And so when you said the Colorado casual, it reminded me of that because it was very frowned upon at UVA, but it was kind of commonplace at Tech. But I would say, I mean, I go back and forth. Like, I'm not a snob. Like, there are people who are very snobby about it. I'm not necessarily that. I do think there's a time and a place for different things. But some people it's just like I'm like, I've seen people who just look like they got out of bed and didn't try. Not necessarily a fan of that in like professional settings, but I'm also not like so stuffy that I'm like, oh, it has to be like this one type of suit. Or be like, I mean, did you dress up? It could be a dressy event. And I think men's fashion gets boring when you just have to wear this black thing, like a black tie or black like suit. I'm like, give me some color, give me a different type of cut. Like, is it double breasted? Is it like, what are we doing? I don't know. That's probably my biggest thing. I love a hat. Like, I love a dressy hat because those are fun to me.
Nice.
It's the longest fashion episode.
I own 3 collared shirts now
We're
since I
gonna we're
started.
gonna up you. We're gonna do
Okay,
this,
I guess.
David.
Yeah. I've always been like of the belief that dress codes are oppressive, and maybe it's because I was forced to wear red and khaki every day for 3 years, and then at Starbucks I was forced to wear like all black or like white and black or white and
Oh,
khaki, like
interesting.
the dress codes. And I was like, and then when I lived in Washington, D.C., I remember getting in trouble on Casual Friday because I wore shorts with
Oh,
always
really?
like a polo, and I'd tuck it in, and I always thought I looked so cute. But no, they said that was
Mm.
against the dress code. And I said, it says that shorts are against the dress code on Monday through Thursday, but it doesn't explicitly say that they're against the dress code on Fridays.
You
And
should.
then I said, will someone be, because
Were they
I've
updating it?
always struggled with accountability. Said, will someone be talking to James on the 10th floor about his graphic tees? So
Now, were they jean shorts or were they like khaki, like
no, they
jean,
were
like dress
khaki
shorts?
shorts and like gray shorts or like navy blue shorts. They were nice.
They were
They
dress
were like,
type shorts.
yes. So yeah,
Admittedly,
I'd bring my own jeans in my backpack and then change into them, but because it was so hot,
that's what I was like,
and
it's kinda hot. Like, if they're dress shorts, I'm like, you can make dress shorts look presentable
yes,
and dressy. if you do it right. And that's why I'm like, see, those are a moment. That's a moment where I'm like, that to me is a bit over the top because one, you're trying to make it this casual thing. And it's not like you came in jean shorts or something like that. You literally wore like nice, dressy shorts. I'm like, y'all, that's hot.
Yes.
Let that slide. But that's just
And
me. That's why
humid.
I'm a little more liberal.
Yes, let me air out my legs. Like, let me air out between my legs.
Now, see,
Like I
now you
always
saying
say,
that
they
they
let
gonna
me
put
air out between my legs.
see that argument is probably gonna make them they might put the funk in the fan and put it back in your pants. So that might
Yeah.
be what gets us. But we just had the longest conversation we've ever had about fashion, and I love that for us.
Yeah. And I was like, and I also, I'm curious. It was like, since you said we haven't talked about food in a really long time, are you eating anything right now that you're really enjoying? Is
Ooh,
there
great
anything
question.
good that you're like,
Yes. So
yeah,
I had a Rasta pasta recently, which was
a
like how they did
Rasta?
it. Yeah, Rasta pasta.
Rasta pasta. Okay, tell me about this.
So there's how this place made it. It was like a Cajun Alfredo with bow tie. I believe it was bow tie pasta, and then it had blackened salmon, blackened shrimp, and they great Alfredo sauce. And what I guess made it Rasta style was that they used a jerk sauce too. So it was both the jerk and the Alfredo. Delicioso. I absolutely
Huh.
loved it. Super delicious. Has a kick to it, which I loved. And then it came with like some cool garlic bread. But yeah, that's been one of my favorite things. I would say not a sponsor, but Kachava, their protein shakes, they're plant-based. I've been enjoying that again because those usually help me get to my protein goals. Not super heavy in calories, very low in sugar, and really good high fiber content. So like those are probably my favorites. But I would argue I haven't been doing a lot of eating out. Well, no, I would say I've also been enjoying like smoothie bowls, but those are actually not that great because they're usually heavy in sugar because it's a lot of fruit at once. So I'm trying to cut back on those. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I've been trying to allow myself to experience new things recently
Mm.
because I went through all four of my therapy journals last weekend,
Oh, wow.
and I was just like, I wonder what like I was talking about in therapy. And 3 years ago, in my second session ever with friend of the podcast, friend of Phoebe Award winner Caitlin, my therapist, I was talking about wanting to seek out novelty. And this is still a theme that comes up all the time, like newness, stimulation, like just new experiences, new tastes, new thrills, something to like activate my nervous system. And so I decided last weekend that I was going to try this Chinese restaurant that I'd never been to. The reviews online were good. And so one of the reviews said best spring rolls. My son said this was the best spring roll he's ever eaten. And I was
Oh,
like, I love a spring roll. And I have never found a spring roll that compares to Sushi House in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. They
oh.
have like little shrimp and it's like so fresh and,
Wait,
like,
they're
you can
considered spring
tell they
roll?
make it there. What?
Wait, if it has meat in it, it can still be a spring roll?
I've always the difference to me was egg roll had meat in it, but spring roll has just veggies. So they call them, like, shrimp spring rolls. So
Okay.
it's kind of what but they're fried. Oh my god, they're the best spring roll or, like, just whatever even without the shrimp. So good and so fresh, but it's in Iowa. So I was like and it's also the first place that I ever had sushi, and it's
Is it
in the
still open?
middle of Iowa. It's still open. Every time I go back, I go. It's great. It's consistently good, and I haven't been in a really long time. Past guest again, friend of Phoebe Award winner Lindsay Tallman, as well said she was like, "This is the Sushi House is the best chicken fried rice I've ever had anywhere." And she lives in
Well, shout
Chicago.
out to
Yeah,
what is it called?
yes,
Sushi House?
Sushi House. Yeah, Sushi House. So in Cedar Rapids, it's so good. And it's in this like little strip mall. It's so good. So I was like, okay, great. So I was like, maybe I can find Denver's version of the Sushi House spring roll. So I was like, great, I'm gonna get spring rolls. And then I saw on their menu that they had salt and pepper tofu. which
Oh,
I
interesting.
realize I really like. I have really liked the salt and pepper tofu that I've had previously, but after I got it, I realized that I've only ever had it from Vietnamese restaurants. I've never had it from a Chinese restaurant.
I don't think I've ever had Vietnamese outside of a pho.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was really good. And so I went in and I ordered, I got the spring rolls, I got the salt and pepper tofu, brought it home. I was so disappointed. And I was like, I've had this same spring roll so many times before. Like it was like basically the Panda Express one, which I'm like, it wasn't bad, but it just also wasn't like good. It was just, and I was like, oh, this is such a disappointment. And then the same thing with the tofu. And I was just like, oh, so then here I am trying to like doctor it up. But I was like, I'm going to allow myself to experience disappointment, and
Yes.
I'm also going to allow myself to experience, like, pride in, like, allowing myself to try somewhere new and go somewhere out of my comfort zone, because the place that I go to all of the time, I go there weekly. Sometimes I go more than twice a week. I've been cooking more for myself this week
Look at
just
you.
because I was like, I'm trying to save up for, well, I'm trying to, like, minimize the amount of money I'm spending right now based on this trip that I'm going on in a few weeks. But I and I was like, I do make some really good things. Like, there are a handful of things that I know how to make really, really well. Uh,
Really?
yes, but my go-to place that always is good every time I go, and it does not matter what I get, is Ta Win, this Thai and Burmese restaurant here. And I've talked about them before. I
Not
love
sponsored, but shout out to
no,
Tywin.
I would I love them. And so and they're just so friendly every time I go see them, and I was like, they always take care of me. My favorites, the pad see ew with tofu, the drunken noodles with tofu, the bean thread noodles are also really good with tofu, the tea leaf salad, oh my god, with
That's
like a
good. What
side
is
of
a tea
rice.
leaf salad?
It's like fermented tea leaves and then like fried garlic and like some peanuts. And then there's
Mm.
maybe, I don't know if there's other lettuce or something in it. I don't even know how to describe it. It is like spicy and sour and sweet. Like it just hits all of the notes.
Heavy palate.
And then
Yeah,
their
interesting.
tom yum soup, which is like a hot and sour soup, incredible. Their tom kha soup, which is like a coconut broth, like lemongrass soup, also incredible. Like, I've never had a bad meal there. There are some dishes that I like more than others, but like they
Yeah.
have this like amazing like kind of basil type stir fry that's really good. This like Thai peanut stir fry that's also really good with like a curry. Their curries are also great. Like
Okay.
everything I get there is always good. And so I was like, I just need to stop. I just need to stop going to I'm not beating the autism allegations. Like we've talked about this in a previous episode too. But like just getting out of my own comfort zone, but I was like it's predictable. I know how much it's going to cost. It's like it is, and I know it's always going to taste good. So
Well,
that's
shout out
that's
to
what,
Tywin because that
oh,
sounds delicious. If you're in
so good.
Denver, which I know a lot of our listeners are, check out Tywin. Tell them you heard it on Call Me Limbo, even though we're not
Yeah.
sponsored. We just like to
Yeah.
let people know we support local business. Now, I
Yes, we
will
do.
say, friend,
And there's a business card of ours so you can see our faces at the cash register.
oh, is it really? That's cool.
Mhm. So
Now, I
yeah,
will
they're
say
great.
this, friend. As a person who loves food, I will tell you where you messed up in your pursuit of a spring
Tell
roll
me.
based
Tell
on their
me.
story. The review said, "My son said this was the best. Underdeveloped palate."
That's what I
You couldn't
realized I was like,
trust
this
the
is gonna be like
youngin'.
a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Because to them, a McDonald's chicken nugget, a Chick-fil-A, a Wendy's nugget, a Hardee's nugget, or Carl's Jr., I think as they call it over there, all of that's probably the same. So you had to find someone with a refined palate to
Yeah.
really appreciate the different types of spring roll. But
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I've had Tallinn spring rolls. They're good. It's their spring rolls, they're like the rice paper wrapper ones with like tofu and
Mm,
other stuff in there. They're not fried. They have like little like veggie egg rolls too. I don't
gotcha.
remember if I've ever had those, but the regular spring rolls are good. This like peanut sauce that they dip it to. But yes. So yeah. That's it's so good. But
I don't have a
yes.
ref I've Thai is a newer cuisine. I mean, not at this point, it's been a few years now, but I love a good drunken noodle. That's drunken
Yes.
noodle, I love a Thai tea, and I
Yeah.
love, I would probably say I could afford to be a bit more adventurous. I was having some stomach issues, like, so trying new foods was always a little difficult sometimes because it was just things were upsetting my stomach that I wouldn't expect. And so, but I would love to kind of venture out again slowly and incorporate new things. I use a company called, I don't know, there ain't no free promo today. I've been giving out too much, but Cook Unity. They I use Cook Unity a lot, and what I love about Cook Unity, a lot of people use Factor meals, and I
Yeah.
used Factor for a while, but I love Cook Unity because you can Factor is really designed to be microwaved. Cook Unity, you can microwave or put it in the oven, and as anybody that knows me, I believe putting it in the oven always tastes better,
I do
and so
too.
what I enjoy is that they give you, like, chef meals, they come fresh. I put them in the oven. I got my shipment today. The only thing I dislike in comparison is that they tend to I have to eat them a lot faster. So it's like normally like I'll get them Wednesday and I have to be done by Sunday. So like
Well, that's a long time.
that's a really quick, like, turnaround for me because Factor would be like a week. So I don't really have a full week with them. Now some people are like, "Oh, you can freeze it." I'm not cook savvy, so I don't know how to like, "Ooh, do I freeze this? Do I not?" That's above me. I'm sure I could. Maybe that'll be my next discovery, but kudos to the people over at, Cook Unity because a lot of I
Okay.
maybe had 1 or 2 things I was like, "Eh," but most things I've had have been really, really delicious. Yeah, so kudos to them.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. We're all about making our lives a little easier these
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
So,
a
yes.
non-cooker.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
What?
I was gonna tell you that
Tell
I
me.
did in my last week, we talked about dog parents versus cat parents.
Yes.
And I feel like I have encountered tons of cat parents as of late, but the dog parents were big mad that I said that cat parents are typically better. It's funny, I recently met this one guy, very handsome guy,
Mhm.
where he was like, "Oh, I wish I could take my cat everywhere." And it was like the first time I heard a cat person say that because most cat parents are like I did an, interview recently with, young lady for the show I'm working on, Matchmaker VA, and I loved it. AJ, shout out to her.
Oh,
She was saying that what she loves is her cat's very independent. So, like, if she needs to leave, she doesn't have to worry about, like, "Oh, can they stay alone?" And I said, "Yeah, I feel like cat parents are very comfortable leaving their cats at home. Dog parents wanna bring them everywhere and make us all collective parents of their cat of their dog." And, I'm not with that. So, as a person with allergies, so I just wanna acknowledge and give a shout out to the cat parents, proving my point right with
yes.
their feedback.
I saw, gosh, a week or so ago, I was I was like waiting outside someone's house to like we were gonna go out to like I don't remember where we're dinner, I think. It was just a friend. And I saw like one of the people in her neighborhood walk by with like what looked like a baby Bjorn sort of thing, like a
Yeah.
strap-on sort of like carriage thing. And I looked closely and there was a cat inside of it.
I just saw a cat on a
It was
leash for
so
the first
cute.
time, friend. I didn't even
Yeah,
know they made like, this is sad because I write about pet stuff, but, like, I had just never seen a cat on a leash before, and I was
yeah.
like, because I tell you, cats just be inside, so, like, I forget that cats can go outside, so I was sitting there like, "You're walking a cat? Like,
Yeah.
what?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Felt like something
Yeah.
crazy in the wild.
Yeah. I know. Phoebe's only ever been outside a couple of times, but
Mhm.
not not really
She's
anymore.
not I said, "At this
Sometimes
point."
I'll let her in the garage, and then as soon as we come in, we take a bath. So,
Yeah. That's important too, cause like,
yes.
dog people just be letting their dogs go all amok, and then just be hopping in there, like, on their bed and on their pillow, and I'm like, "You need wiping them paws?"
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Day, I don't know if I told you this, but I went to the doctor last week for my primary care physician. I go every 3 months
Oh,
and just
nice.
for regular
Checkups.
checkups. And I love my doctor. She's great. And the medical assistant, like, she's also always very sweet. And it's so funny to me. I don't know if you see this, but everybody I talk to is just like, "Are you just so busy? So busy. Oh, I'm just so busy. Are you just so busy?" And I'm like, "I'm trying not to be. Like, I'm not trying to be busy." But she asked me, so like I sat down, we get done with all the little pleasantries, and I love pleasantries.
Oh, yeah.
And So she like sits down, she starts kind of the visit notes. She goes, any pain? And I go, other than just the general state of the world,
Yeah,
like so then it opened up a conversation as
of
to
course.
just yeah. And so I was just like, that's what I always say to my doctor too. It was like I said, so I know you're going to ask me about the mental health screener. And I was like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not self-harming. I'm not homicidal, and I'm not going to harm anybody else. She's like, great. That's all I need to know.
Thank you.
But s- speaking of unintentional harm, I sent you this article.
Yes.
Yes. So
Please
I,
break this
I
down. I
wanted
never
to
heard
talk
from.
about, yeah, I wanted to talk about guns today because I've seen a few like things pop up in the news lately. One is that Colorado just reported the lowest gun sales that they've had since 2014.
Interesting.
And so, yes, which I was like, okay, Colorado Public Radio News, CPR News, said that gun sales in Colorado fall to the lowest level since 2014. Last year, this number seems really high to me. Last year, there were 314,904,000, or yeah, 300, numbers are hard. 314,904 approved background checks for firearm purchases, according to the Colorado Bureau of Investigations. That's the lowest sales volume since 2014. And sales are down 35% since hitting record highs in 2020. And so I was like, that's a lot.
That
That
doesn't
seems like a
surprise me
lot.
though,
No?
because to me, in my mind, Colorado's a very libertarian, like Western, in the
Yeah.
sense of like, there's just a lot of people I would imagine would want, like, if I were to separate Denver from Colorado. And honestly, I have friends in Denver that are like heavy leftists that are really, we need to arm, like they're very pro gun leftists, which is a movement that I've been learning, trying to learn more about. Um,
Yes.
and so, yeah, I'm kind of not shocked. I guess in my mind, I don't often look at sales, but I guess how I would see it is that if it's an our new background checks, ne do background checks happen every sale, or is it only if it's a new purchaser? And so in my brain, like, if somebody was getting another gun, would they still register or flag as an FBI background check? I don't know, 'cause
Yeah.
I wasn't
I don't
really
know either. And I was like, if it was like a retail store sale, if that's where they do it, or if it was like out of
yeah.
somebody's trunk.
We'll have to do a guns
Yeah.
episode maybe and learn.
Yeah. I don't know. But yes. So, but the thing that I really was interested about, because I was like, oh, I wanted to at least mention the Colorado gun sales were down.
Yeah, 'cause this story
But
is crazy.
this story is crazy. So I saw the local story from like my local hometown, like news in Western Nebraska pop up a few days ago. And then I had a friend in our group chat text a screenshot from The Guardian that The Guardian was reporting that in my original hometown, a dog accidentally shot someone with a shotgun in the car. So like the Scottsbluff Police Department, I grew up in the town right across the river from this. So Scottsbluff Police Department was called to a convenience store on Saturday, which was May 23rd, after a dog accidentally shot a person with a shotgun. So it says officers were called to Short Stop, which there's a little bit of lore about this gas station as well.
Oh, please
So
share.
yes, so it used to be called Chima's, and Chima's Gas and Liquor is what this gas station used to be.
Most Nebraska name possible. Beer
Yes.
buckets of chicken and beer buckets of chicken. Like, I don't know.
Yes. And so Chima's Gas and Liquor is right across the street from Scotts Bluff's like water park. There's like a water park. And it's got like 2 slides and a lazy river, but it's a water park. It was a big deal when it was built,
I'm
Dave.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It was
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
deal when it was built. It was really nice
Slip and
because the
slide
gearing
with beer
pool.
outside. Love
Yes.
that for y'all.
Well, Chima's, there was a lot. There was a huge, like, high profile local news story several years ago. And I guess the guy was convicted. the guy who owned it, Chima Singh is his last name. In 2021, he was convicted on 4 counts of evading state liquor taxes and 4 counts of acquiring liquor from unlicensed dealers after investigators found marked liquor bottles purchased in Wyoming before being transported to the Scottsbluff store. So the same gas station where the dog pulled the trigger and shot this person, they've changed names.
Right.
It's the shortstop now.
It
But
tracks.
yes, so there's yeah, so that's kind of the lore behind this place was like tax evasion and bootlegging liquor across state lines. But yeah, so officers got called and the I will put the link to this news story in the show notes.
Please
But
do.
after the police got there, the officers found a trunk with an attached camper. The passenger side door panel of the vehicle had taken damage consistent with a shotgun blast. So according to the Scottsbluff police, the owner of the truck had pulled into the convenience store while the passenger was standing near the front passenger side door. A dog in the back seat moved from one side of the vehicle to the other. The dog triggered a shotgun that had a live shell in the chamber, causing the firearm to discharge. At the time of the gunfire, a woman was stopped at the traffic light on Avenue I. Like, this is a busy. I'm using this term loosely, but like relatively for the town, Avenue I is like a busy street. Like it's basically like Fifth Avenue, Broadway, and Avenue I are like the 3 major streets that people like kind of go back and forth on. So this woman was stopped at the traffic light on Avenue I with her arm resting out the window. One pellet from the shotgun blast struck her in the upper right arm. Her injury was not believed to be life-threatening, and a family member transported her to Regional West Medical Center, which is where my sister works. So I was like, I should ask my
Wow.
sister if she was in like the emergency room working. I don't know if she'd be able to say anything because of HIPAA.
HIPAA said no.
But
HIPAA said no.
yeah, but I was like, but that's where she works. And so I guess it still remains under investigation. But I saw something as well that said like that also in Nebraska, it's illegal to keep the Guardian article had it. I'm going to put yes.
Charge a pup.
It-
Oh, I don't know.
yes. So it
I think
it's
would that
illegal.
be vicarious liability? I don't know.
What?
I'm like, I think the owner would take vicarious liability, like they would be
I would think
responsible.
so too. Yeah, I would think so too. So evidently it is illegal in Nebraska to drive with a loaded shotgun in your vehicle, according to the Guardian.
That
So
would make sense.
yeah. So it's like I also learned this is your public service announcement from the Secretary of Central Park United Neighbors, but I'm appearing in my own personal capacity right now.
Yes.
That at our recent neighborhood meeting, like a couple of weeks ago, the lieutenant of the police district said that the Denver Police Department is seeing an increase in car break-ins,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's people who are leaving their cars unlocked. And so like
Oh.
people are just going and testing the doors and then they're getting in and people are stealing guns out of people's unlocked cars.
What in Tar Heel Nation?
Yes. So I was like, I understand now. I used to be like a we don't need guns kind of guy, and now I'm kind of a little bit more on the like understanding having the right to defend yourself with a lethal weapon if you need to. But legality is the bare minimum. Legality is the absolute bare minimum. And if we can't even seem to do that right, what are we doing? What are we doing? What
They
are we
got
doing?
dog shooting people. They got people stealing shotgun. Y'all keeping your
Live
guns in the
ammunition,
car.
unlocked probably, because that's the thing. There's usually like a lock kind of thing on the gun to
Yeah.
keep it.
You don't even
What
have
are
it in the
we
glove
doing?
compartments. What are we doing? And you know what? It's funny because, yeah, like there are places that I've been where it is very people don't lock their doors because it is generally considered very safe. But like as a person who lives in an urban area like you do, like that thought isn't you always hear people say like, "Oh, make sure you lock your doors because people do that." And you're like, "No." It's like you sometimes you wonder, do people really do it? And it's like, no.
My mom
They
had
are.
her purse stolen out of our garage when I was a kid because I was like, again, this feeling of just trust, like, oh, small town, it's not going to happen here. But I was like, leave the garage door wide open, leave stuff and leave the keys in the car, leave the
Yeah.
purse in the car, leave it unlocked. And someone came in and stole her purse. And I was like, ever since that moment, I was just like, I am on my parents all the time about like, did you lock the door? Did you lock the doors?
Yeah.
Like, is your garage door closed? And I was and I like I do the same thing here. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm vigilant. I am vigilant because
Yeah.
I was like,
I
I
had a
don't want to
friend.
be a
Yeah.
most crime is out of convenience. Like
Yeah.
most crime happens because people leave their garage doors open accidentally, or they just forget because they feel
Safe. It's
trust.
so
Or
sad.
yeah,
I had a friend whose elderly relative was literally pumping gas and someone opened the other side of the door, stole her purse out and got her. It's insane. Like, I'm just like, what?
yeah.
This is, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Crime is out of control.
The dogs, listen, they wanted to, they're eating the dogs and cats. No, baby, the dogs are shooting back, okay? All dogs go to heaven and all dogs carry a Glock. That's what's really happening. The animals strike back. That's what we need to talk about when Scooby and Scrappy get the gun. It was more Scrappy than Scooby. Scrappy got the shotgun. I'm grateful now. All jokes aside, I'm grateful this lady's okay. Because let me tell you something. Imagine you walking by the place ready to go get you a cold pop, and out of nowhere you get shot. First of all, you're looking around like, who done it? Next
Yeah.
thing you know, it takes 20 minutes till you realize it was the dog.
Yeah.
The dog shot. That is your
The
fun
dog.
fact and an icebreaker for the rest of your life. A dog shot you. Like that
Yes.
has to be. And then it's like, what do you do? Because of course, I mean, at this point, I'm like, put the dog down. But it's like you can't even put the dog down
The
because
dog didn't know
the
better.
dog didn't. Your parent left a loaded shotgun
Mhm.
next to an animal that licks its own butt. Be for real. Be for real. Now, granted, do we know many men that probably to be sniffing butts too? We're not in June yet, so worry about your business. But it does upset me that like this is a possibility. So I'm very upset.
Yeah.
This actually pisses me off. This story has pissed me off now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And about 40 miles down the road from Scottsbluff where this incident happened, and I pass through this little town every time I go between Denver and Scottsbluff to visit my family. It's this little town called Kimball. There's about 2,000 people that live there. And there's so there it used to be like what's called a Pamida, which was like a Family Dollar sort of
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And it closed, but now it's an Ace Hardware, and then attached to it as well is a gun store slash liquor store. It's a combo. It's like literally
Wow,
above the
fingers.
door says gun store, liquor store. It's like one door to go in. And I'm like, if this isn't
America.
Nebraska culture,
Because it's like you getting
I
drunk
don't
and
know
shooting
what
people.
is.
Got it.
I guess so. I guess so.
What that
So
song say? Please do it. It's like dogs do it. Shooting in love or whatever that thing is. Like I'm just like, ugh.
yeah. I did see a sign though on my way home from therapy on Monday that I thought was really funny. Somebody had graffitied on like a light pole and it just said live, laugh, loot. And I thought that was really funny.
I thought you were gonna say it's that it brings a new meaning to beware of dog stickers on your car. Cause like
No. Yeah. No, live, laugh, loot. And I was like, that's really funny. I like that. But yeah. Before we wrap up as well, I wanted to say solidarity and kudos to protesters in New Jersey. People are actively protesting ICE at, I believe it's called Delaney Hall in New Jersey, and people are also protesting Israel at a port in New Jersey. I believe it is called, yes, Delaney Hall is where people are standing up to ICE, and the Elizabeth Marine Terminal in New Jersey. Anti-genocide activists have disrupted the flow of some weapons, and they were like putting their
yeah.
bodies on the line and like stop it, like literally like chaining themselves together to prevent these vehicles from from moving in order to transport weapons. And I was just wanted to say, like, that's
Big ups
good
to him.
job. Good job.
Cause baby, it's rough out here. I've heard from so many people, like, I think Trump had put out a decree to banks for records of, immigrants' bank accounts. It's many feel that they're gonna try to freeze their accounts, which essentially makes, living in America impossible. I believe they said it's about 7,000 ICE agents have been in training or going out on the streets now with another 3,000 going into training. Forgive me if any of the numbers are wrong, but it's a very terrifying time. Meanwhile, we're fighting. I said, imagine kicking people out of your country while we're invading others' countries. We talk
Mhm.
about, oh, the illegals, the criminals, and trying to say how they do all these crimes, which we know statistically is not true. Meanwhile, we are in other countries running amok, stealing their leaders, looting and polluting, killing, and all the things. Hypocrisy has never had a better poster child than this current administration.
Yeah. Our government is the criminals, are the
Yes.
criminals. So, yeah.
But yeah.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it with a friend. Rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the platform where you listen. Get in touch with us at Call Me Limbo Pod on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. Send us an email, callmelimbopod@gmail.com. Go subscribe to our Substack. We've been emailing the episodes and the video episodes there too. So support us there. And you might get surprised with some written work periodically too.
Yes,
Yes.
periodically.
Yes, periodically. That's right. So yeah, callmelimbopod.substack.com. And we're still in the final few weeks of our spring subscription season. And we would love nothing more than your financial support. And you can provide your financial support by going over to patreon.com/callmelimbopod and contributing at one of 3 levels. There are 2 levels below $5. And you
Yep.
know what? It's almost June. And I would say that, like, this is like gay reparations to
Yes.
become a Patreon member, especially if
Don't
you're
be a
straight.
homophobe. Be
Yes,
an
if you are
ally.
straight and you listen to this, be a great ally and give us
A one-time donation.
yeah, one-time contribution. You can do that as well on Venmo and Cash App at Call Me Limbo Pod. We appreciate those as well. So,
Much love to those who are already our patrons for joining
yes.
the Limbo Lounge. We love you. We thank you. If there's ever anything you'd like to see from us, please reach out. Many of you already do, but
Yes.
feel free to
Yes.
reach out
And we
to us.
love it.
Yeah.
And we love it. So yes. And Dave, before I let you go, becoming a Patreon member does have some benefits. You get early access to the episodes, the full video episodes. You get monthly wandering thoughts. I just recorded my monthly wandering thoughts episode
Yay!
earlier today as well while I was in the park. I went to a park in my neighborhood that I have walked around for the last like 6 years since I've lived in my house, but I've never actually gone into the park.
You did a wandering thought.
I did do a wandering thought, and I was, like, narrating my experience and, like, what I was seeing, and you can hear the
I can't
birds
wait.
chirping in the background. It's a really beautiful, like, kind of narration of just, like, nature, and so,
Oh, I
yeah,
can't wait.
I know my name is David. I'm gonna have to change my name to David Attenborough, the way I was narrating
The people have
narrating this
also
nature scene.
suggested a segment for me, so
They
I'm gonna
have!
try to deliver. Y'all seem to love my rants about random pop culture takes, so I'm gonna do my best to be a problematic fave and deliver. But you gotta send me some
I love
stuff to
it.
rant about, y'all, because I'm in a bubble often. I really have been. David joked about, "Oh, I'm busy," and, like, I really have been busy, and I'm trying to be more like David and not be so busy all the time, so I don't often have time to know what people are ranting about. So if you send it to me,
Yeah,
I will do my best to
we'll do
deliver.
our best, yes. Or send it to me, and I will make sure that it gets to
Yes,
Dave.
if you send it to David, it's actually better because David will send it to me and it'll actually get
Perfect.
executed. Otherwise, I'll be like, "Oh, I don't wanna open that," and forget, so I'll wait, and then I don't open it because I forget.
Yes. Perfect. Yes. And stay. Can't let you go before I tell you what I always say.
Of course.
And like I always say, I am disgusted by heterosexuality.
Honestly, that propaganda and that rant should have been saved for June 1st, but in
Yeah.
preparation for Gay
I
Month,
felt like,
it does
yes.
feel very appropriate.
Yes. I felt like this was the prequel to Gay
Yes.
Month. So,
No straightness
yes.
allowed.
Yeah.
We are
Next
banning heterosexual propaganda for the month of June.
yes. Next week, together we are disgusted by
Disgusting. I'm
heterosexuality.
so sick of straights. Straighties.
Yes.
That whole
So, and
heterosexual lifestyle.
yes. So,
Gross. Well, friend, I am super
no.
excited. I'm grateful for this. And I
Yeah, me
want
too.
everyone to know, please remember, friends, when they go low,
We eat bread and butter.
there you go. So call
So
me
call me
Limbo.
Limbo.
Bye.
Bye.